I decide my vibe. I decide my vibe and I protect my peace. I choose calm energy no matter what's around me. I control to how I respond in life. My energy is my responsibility. I decide what I allow into my mind and heart. I am the source of my own good energy. I attract what matches my frequency. I decide to radiate love, light, and confidence. My mood is not defined by others. I set the tone for my day. I decide to move with grace and gratitude. My vibe creates my reality. My thoughts create my reality. I am intentional with my thoughts. I am intentional with my emotions. I choose joy in every moment. I am in control of my inner world. I decide to be the calm in the chaos. My peace is my power. I release what doesn't serve my vibration. I am responsible for my happiness. I choose to rise above negativity. I decide to embody positivity and love. My vibe attracts my tribe. I choose to stay grounded and centered. I decide to see the good in everything. I decide my vibe and it's radiant. I decide my vibe and it's peaceful. I decide my vibe and it is strong. I decide my vibe and it is always aligned with peace. I choose to radiate good energy to everyone around me. I decide to be in harmony with myself. My energy is calm, clear, and confident. I decide how I feel, and I choose joy. I release all energy that is not mine. I choose to show up with love in my heart. I keep my frequency high by focusing on gratitude. I am the author of my energy. I decide to vibrate at the level of love. I am in tune with my higher vibration. I decide to let go of what drains my light. I am in charge of my emotional state. I decide to see beauty everywhere I go. I honor my emotions, but I do not let them define me. I decide to feel grounded and supported. I align my energy with peace and abundance. I decide to be kind to myself and others. I control my inner world with mindful intention. I decide to flow and not force. I decide to shine brighter each day. I am selective with energy that I allow into my life. I decide to live with ease and grace. I am responsible for the energy I bring. I decide to fill my heart with gratitude. My energy reflects my self-respect. I decide to rise above drama and distraction. I cultivate calm energy within myself. I decide to be a light in dark moments. I focus what I can control. I focus on caring for my energy and attitude. I decide to stay present and peaceful. I nurture my vibe with positive thoughts. I decide to radiate love even when it's hard. My vibe comes from within, not from circumstance. I decide to be intentional with every breath I take. I guard my peace with compassion. I decide to glow from the inside out. My energy is sacred and sovereign. I decide to respond with patience and clarity. I align my vibe with my highest self. I decide to be the calm voice in my own mind. My vibe is my choice, and I choose alignment. I decide to let love lead my energy. I stay grounded in my truth and my light. I decide to fill my space with peace. My energy is pure, powerful, and positive. I decide to embody balance and harmony. I am the guardian of my own energy. I decide to move through life with serenity. I decide my vibe, and today I choose joy. I decide my vibe, and I trust my inner peace to guide me. I decide to live in alignment with love and purpose. My vibe reflects the peace I create within myself. I decide to be a calm presence in every space I enter. I choose thoughts that support my highest self. I decide to release resistance, and I welcome flow. My energy follows my focus, and I focus on joy. I decide to speak words that uplift and inspire me. I protect my peace with clarity and compassion. I decide to let positivity be my default setting. I create my own sunshine through gratitude. I decide to be anchored in calm and grace. I decide to let go of what does not align with my peace. I radiate ease and kindness wherever I go. I decide to move through my day with light energy. I choose to center my energy in the present moment. I decide to be a source of steady light in my life. My peace is my priority always. I decide to approach everything with love. I am in full control of the energy I project. I decide to vibrate at the frequency of gratitude. I lead with peace, not reaction. I decide to fill my space with warmth and positivity. My energy expands when I choose calm. I decide to feel good about where I am right now. I choose to embody serenity and strength. I decide to respond with understanding and not judgment. I am the master of my mood and mindset. I decide to keep my energy clear and kind. I radiate calm confidence from within me. I decide to trust my intuition over fear. I choose to breathe deeply and release tension. I decide to live from a place of love and not worry. My vibe is peaceful, powerful, and present. I decide to nurture my peace every day. I am a magnet for calm and clarity. I choose to honor my emotions and I release what's heavy. My energy is balanced, grounded, and free. I decide to cultivate joy no matter what the circumstances. I choose to see each moment as an opportunity to realign. I decide to carry stillness inside of me. I decide to reflect love in all that I do. I am at peace with where I am and where I am going. I decide to shine my light without fear. I am in harmony with myself and the world around me. I decide to keep my vibe pure and my spirit kind. I choose to stay centered no matter what unfolds. I decide to send out energy that heals and uplifts. I decide my vibe, and it's always rooted in peace and love. I decide my vibe, and I move through the world with ease. I choose to bring peace into every interaction. I decide to show up with light in my heart. My energy shapes my reality, and I choose calm. I decide to stay aligned with my highest frequency. My vibe is a reflection of my self-love. I decide to be a source of peace for myself and others. I control the energy I give and receive. I decide to create harmony in my mind and spirit. My inner calm influences everything around me. I decide to vibrate at the level of love and understanding. I choose to feel good in my body and soul. I decide to see every challenge as a chance to rise. I am centered, strong, and emotionally free. I decide to lead with presence and patience. I decide my vibe by choosing gratitude first. My calmness is my strength. I decide to release tension and I embrace trust. My energy flows smoothly and peacefully. I decide to let joy guide my steps. I am in charge of the frequency that I emit. I decide to align my thoughts with serenity. My vibe is light, loving, and limitless. I decide to focus on what uplifts my soul. I am the calm within every storm. I decide to live each moment with intention. My peace radiates effortlessly from within me. I decide to let go of anything that dims my light. I am the curator of my inner atmosphere. I decide to walk in confidence today. My energy is stable, clear, and compassionate. I decide to reflect love back into the world. My vibe mirrors my healing. I decide to trust the rhythm of my life. I am grounded in gratitude and grace. I decide to let peace lead every decision. I am in harmony with my emotions and my purpose. I decide to cultivate stillness inside of my soul. My vibe is sacred and intentional. I decide to see every situation through love's eyes. I am calm, capable, and I am centered in truth. I decide to recharge my spirit with positive energy. My vibe stays high because I care for my inner world. I decide to flow with life and not fight it. I am at peace with my pace and progress. I decide to live in alignment with joy. I am aware, awake, and attuned to calm energy. I decide to share my light generously. My peace influences everything that I touch. I decide my vibe, and today I choose love over fear. I choose peace and joy today. I am the architect of my inner world. My mood is not determined by external events. I consciously select my vibration. I decide what energy I carry. I choose to be positive, proactive, and present. I release the need to react. I decide how I respond to every situation. My inner peace is non-negotiable. I am in control of my feelings. I don't wait for things to be good. I bring the good vibe with me. I choose to focus on the good and the possible in my life. My perspective is my power. I decide my energy, and today it is confident and calm. I decide to be gentle with myself and strong in my resolve. I choose joy right now, no matter what. My spirit is naturally bright, and I allow it to shine. I intentionally focus on the goodness surrounding me. I am a magnet for positive experiences. I welcome happiness into my day. I choose to see the beauty in this moment. I am the source of my own light. I uplift myself and those around me. My optimism is a deliberate choice. I cultivate gratitude, and my vibe flourishes. I am the master of my mental environment. I decide how my story is written today. I am powerful because I control my reactions. My well-being is my responsibility, and I honor it. I choose to rise above distractions. I possess the inner strength to manage my mood. I define success by my state of mind. I let go of what I can't control, and I focus on what I can. I choose to empower myself every day. I actively create a day I love living. I breathe in calmness, and I breathe out stress. Peace is my natural state of being. I choose to be gentle with myself and others. My mind is clear, and my soul is tranquil. I choose a steady, reliable internal rhythm. I move through my day with grace and ease. I am an island of calm in a busy world. I give myself permission to rest and recharge. I choose stillness over chaos. My vibe is relaxed, centered, and strong. I decide to be fully present in this task. I choose efficiency and clarity. I am making consistent progress every day. My determination fuels my day. I choose to believe in my worth. My focus is sharp and my effort is productive. I celebrate my uniqueness and my strengths. My confidence radiates from within me. I give myself the validation that I seek. I accept myself fully and unconditionally. I speak to myself with encouragement and kindness. I am capable, valuable, and resourceful. I decide to show up authentically today. I am enough, and my vibe proves it. I thank you for joining me here today. Before we end, I'd like to remind you of these facts of life as always. You decide your vibe, and it shows in your peace. You are in charge of the energy that you carry. You decide your vibe, and it radiates calm confidence. You have the power to shift your energy at any moment. You decide your vibe, and your positive presence changes the room. You are the creator of your own calm. You decide your vibe, and it aligns you with abundance. You are free to choose joy over stress. You decide your vibe, and it leads you towards your best life. You are the one who chooses love, calm, and alignment every time. You decide your vibe. It is good, and you are great. Know this to be true. Claim it as yours now, always, and forever. I thank you again for joining me here today. If you enjoyed these affirmations, please consider leaving a like, comment, subscribing, and sharing with someone you love. If you'd like to support this channel further, please consider buying me a coffee at the link below. Lastly, and as always, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for your kindness. I could not do this without you. And for that, I am grateful. Take care and make a difference.